Hello, 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 hello. Watcha, 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 watcha. I should be streaming now. I should be on the go. I'm going to check if I'm on YouTube, check if I can be heard or anything like that. Nothing. It's always the same every broadcast. It begins with me checking that this damn thing is working. Let's see if I can see myself on Twitter. Can I see myself on Twitter? Yes, I can. Okay, good. I'm running. We're on the go. We're on the go. Good to see. Right. There's a bit of a lag though because I reset my settings. Hope everyone's good. So yeah, before I explain why I'm not playing the game I said I was going to be playing, this looks kind of pretty right now though, doesn't it? I'll tell you why I'm not playing the game I was supposed to be playing. Or I said that I would be giving Watch Dogs Legion another chance. Yeah? This Watch Dogs Legion that is bloody updating. Now, in future weeks I'm going to play this game because I hear that the map of Dark Ages England is very good, including the Dark Ages version of London, so I'm up for a bit of that. But just getting this up here so I can see the chat, if there is any chat. But yeah, I can't play it because it's at 30%. So the game just started updating, and to be fair, I am a bit of a noob. I'm a bit of an amateur, so I can be a bit crap. I have no idea. Like, some of these games won't let you play until you update. They're gits. So if you are about to stream and you've not checked for an update, and there is suddenly an update, you're screwed. Got my new black steel water bottle. It's really warm in here as well. This is my first summer day in my streaming setup, and it's really warm. I think it's my lights. I'm a bit of a tart with my lights, and obviously it's hot outside. I can't open a window because we've got a big busy London street outside my double glazed window. So I'm just going to sit in here and boil and get a bit sweaty, like the dude in the aeroplane. I've also changed my chair. It's not a comfy gaming chair, so I might end up getting cramp or something. I think I am just going to get myself a nice little cheapo, not even cheap, but get one of those IKEA ones or something. I'm not sponsored. Rather than one of those really obnoxious gaming chairs. Right. One more. You see, not much left. Not much left of me. Tenjaku. So I'm going to play Cyberpunk. The most disappointing game of this decade so far. I think it's up there, isn't it? The first big disappointment. I mean, there were warning signs of all the transphobia and the transphobic vending machines after it had kind of pitched itself as this really progressive game. There's been some pretty good takedowns on it on the YouTubes, the old video essays. I think Curio did quite a good one. Right, let's go into it then. So yes, it's not Watch Dogs today, it's Cyberpunk. Here we are. I'm kind of just in the sea at the moment. Now, I've got to say, this game can look very beautiful. I'm female V here as well. I did two... Right, to be fair, I talk about how disappointing this game is and how I'm not really, I found this game very forgetful. To be fair, I did two complete playthroughs. Once as a male V, once as a female V, which I found more enjoyable. I do prefer playing female characters in video games. But I just think the female V voice actor is better in this game than the male one. So once again, I'm beginning my stream in some water. So I had a bit of a panic. I was going to read some London poems. I've got to say I wasn't very organised today. And then I thought, you know what I can do? I can read some... Hello, Abba, how's it going? Sorry, just spotted you. Yeah. So I thought I'd read some Polish poems. Some poems by Polish poets. So because it's a Polish game by a Polish studio. So, and then I'm just going to walk around Night City. I'm going to do what I did last week and just not play too much. I know it sounds weird, but if I kind of just go into a more ambient frame of mind, I write more stuff. Anyway, look, I was all set for Watch Dogs because you can see I wrote Mockney land and poems. A Mockney is a cockney, a fake cockney. When posh kids used to move to London back in the day, they spoke like this with their parents, and then they go to London and they go, "All right, mate, hello, I'm working class," like that. Okay. Beat, too tired to sit behind screen, so I'm tiny on your phone. Oh well, welcome anyway, Abba. So what did I do this week? I did my first gig for Flipped Eye in Brighton, and I was really stressed out about the train journey. But you know, I went at a time when it was quiet on the way there, and I was expecting the train to be packed on the way back. But I picked another good time. So it was very nice to go there, read some poems to 10 people, but that was cool because those 10 people were probably the most important audience I've had, one of the most important audiences I've had in my life, because they are my first live action, you know, the first other human beings I'd read poetry to since the pandemic, you know, in an actual shared space. So that was pretty cool, with Amina Jama and Maya Elsner. So yeah, I found myself a little beach thing to sit in again, and I will start walking about the city, but firstly I'm going to read a couple of poems by Polish poets and then I'll get started. Oh god, I had a really gorgeous Japanese whiskey at this pub in Brighton as well. I forgot to name it, but it was so smooth. A really smooth Japanese blend. Went down very easily. Roger Robinson wasn't there. He couldn't make it. After I was threatening not to go all week, I went, but Roger Robinson didn't go. He read on a screen, and he was fantastic. I think he had very good reasons for not going. He wanted to protect members of his family. I don't want to go into details about Roger's personal life, but he couldn't go for the reasons that I nearly didn't go. But Mrs. O'Sullivan got her second Pfizer jab nearly 3 weeks ago now, so it's just her and the kids. So I felt, you know, 2 Pfizers against the Indian variant is 95% protection. So I thought, it's just me then, isn't it? My one jab, my one AstraZeneca. So yeah, I decided I'm going to go, and it was all right. It was okay. There were people on the trains with no masks, and I managed not to get angry with any of them. They're idiots, but I didn't get angry with them. Yeah, he recorded a video the day before, and he was really professional. He even introduced, and now I leave you with Niall, Amina and Maya. Thank you very much, Nee, like that. And even just Roger Robinson is such a good reader. I also luckily actually I was watching him on the screen, and he wears some amazing glasses at the moment. He really does, real full on round kind of goggly glasses. They really suit him with his big beard that he's got. And I was watching him read, and then I looked at his glasses and I thought, oh, Roger's got amazing glasses. And when I realised I didn't have my own glasses, I left them in the dressing room. So I ran back and got them, put them back on. Otherwise I'd have just not been able to see anything when I looked at my book on stage. Yeah, it was class of him. It was class of him. And I think he had very good reasons to not go, because, you know, in Britain right now, the Omega variant, formerly known as the variant originated in India, is is becoming the dominant strain in Britain. And even though we had 0 deaths yesterday, we've gone from kind of 1,000, between 1,000 and 2,000 cases to between sort of 3,000 and 4,000. So I think we had 4,000, well over 4,000 cases today. So cases are going up. So there were 0 deaths yesterday, but deaths normally follow. Those deaths are probably from those 1,000. You know, that death rate mirrors the amount of people that tested positive about a month ago. So things aren't looking good, and we're meant to be having a big opening up. So some people see the deaths thing as means for optimism. Oh, we should open everything up on June the 21st, take away all restrictions, which is currently the plan. But other people are pointing out. So they looked at the 0 deaths and went, gee, 0 deaths, no problem. But enough models have been made to basically say that the Omega variant, because of how transmissible it is, could sweep through. One dose of AstraZeneca also is basically 33% effective against the Indian variant. So 75% of the adult population of Britain have had 1 dose, and around 50% have had 2. So yeah, it's not good. Anyway, let's read some Polish poets. So 2 Polish poets. Firstly, the Nobel Prize winner, Wisława Szymborska. I don't know if it's Wisława or Wisława Szymborska. I've definitely got the surname right. She died a few years ago. There she is. Looking very smug about something. Her poetry, a lot of Eastern European poetry has a quite surreal and quirky aspect in it. And yeah. Anyway. So yeah, I'm not that hopeful about Britain. I can imagine Britain, I think I said recently that this country has a habit of shitting the bed 1 minute before breakfast. And I think with the vaccines, it's just hilarious. It's just, they were saying, Boris Johnson was saying, it's about rates, not dates. Only when the measures are met will the... That's me doing a bad impression of Winston Churchill, which basically, that's exactly what Boris Johnson is, a bad impression of Winston Churchill. So, only when we meet the regulations and the criteria will we lose the restrictions. But it just looks quite obvious that we already sort of restricted, dropped the last bunch of restrictions too early, and I think this variant is going to cause a 3rd wave. Weirdly, because there's 60-something million people. I think there's something like 66 million people in this country. About 9 million in London, and so yeah, 25% haven't had a vaccine. And another kind of 50%, I'm guessing. Yeah, another 50% haven't had, or another 25%. Oh, I don't know. I'm not a statistician, I'm a poet. But yeah, the modelling and stuff really makes it look like that it could still it could basically overwhelm hospitals. It's enough. It would make enough people ill to overwhelm hospitals, and that's the thing we're trying to avoid, to stop the NHS collapsing. Anyway, the sun's going down in Night City, so let's have another look around. I haven't played this game for a while, so I finished it twice with male V and female V, but I'm just going to walk about. It was going to be Watch Dogs, but Watch Dogs did not bloody, is doing an update. That looks pretty cool. There we go. There's a little quest there saying meet Hanako at Embers. That's basically the bit you get returned to after the point of no return after you finish it, and you just get dumped back into that part of the game after you've completed it. Okay. Random page from Wisława Szymborska. We treat an unexpected meeting. We treat each other with exceeding courtesy. We says it's great to see you after all these years. Our tigers drink milk. Our hawks tread the ground. Our sharks have all drowned. Our wolves yawn beyond the open cage. Our snakes have shed their lightning, our apes their flights of fancy. Our peacocks have renounced their plumes. The bats blew out of our hair long ago. We fall silent in mid-sentence, all smiles, past help. Our humans don't know how to talk to one another. That's an unexpected meeting. I don't know what date these early ones are from, 1962. So I'm guessing if she was resident in Poland, these were poems maybe that were written under communism. I'm guessing they were, it's in the 1960s. So is there a dystopian quality to it? Okay. Let's go for a later one. So she writes these great sort of surreal, Charles Simic, reminds me of Charles Simic a bit as well, just these very surreal poems. Okay, Experiment. As a short subject before the main feature, in which the actors did their best to make me cry and even laugh, we are shown an interesting experiment involving a head. The head, a minute earlier, was still attached to, but now it was cut off. Everyone could see that it didn't have a body. The tubes dangling from the neck hooked it up to a machine that kept its blood circulating. The head was doing just fine. Without showing pain or even surprise, it followed a moving flashlight with its eyes. It pricked up its ears at the sound of a bell. Let me just just checking my stream while reading a poem is a silly thing to do. Okay, let me do that stanza again. Without showing pain or even surprise, it followed a moving flashlight with its eyes. It pricked up its ears at the sound of a bell. Its moist nose could tell the smell of bacon from odourless oblivion, and licking its chops with evident relish, it salivated its salute to physiology. A dog's faithful head, a dog's friendly head, squinted its eyes when stroked, convinced that it was still part of a whole that crooks its back if patted and wags its tail. I thought about happiness and was frightened, for if that's all life is about, the head was happy. Yeah, didn't realise it was going to be a dog's head. They say every poem should have a dog's head in at some point. That's what I heard. Okay. One more poem then about onions. The onion. The onion, now that's something else. Its innards don't exist. Nothing but pure onionhood fills this devout onionist. Oniony on the inside. Onionesque it appears. It follows its own daimonion without our human tears. There's some Nobel Prize winning dad jokes going on here. Our skin is just a cover up for the land where none dare go, an internal inferno, the anathema of anatomy. In an onion there's only onion, from its top to its toe. Anonymous monomania, unanimous omninudity. At peace, of a piece, internally at rest, inside it there's a smaller one of undiminished worth. The second holds a third one, the third contains a fourth, a centripetal figure, polyphony compressed. Nature's rotundest tummy, its greatest success story. The onion drapes itself in its own aureoles of glory. We hold veins, nerves and fat, secretions, secret sections, not for us such idiotic, onionoid perfections. Reminds me of that Carol Ann Duffy poem about I give you an onion. I'll read the other guy now. Hey! Hello, it's Peter, isn't it? You can tell how right-wing and Tory is by how careless they are about the virus. Yeah, indeed, indeed. Welcome. Okay. Peter Sommer. Now this has got a. I've been into Peter Sommer for a while, since the 90s. Since I read him in a Blood Axe compilation called Poetry of an Edge. And again, a lot of his poems begin. The earlier poems are their part of, talking about right-wing Tories. But here I am reading poets who lived under communism. And I'm just your garden variety socialist myself. I want to allow people to get kind of rich if they want to, but I'm more, more into just making sure that they get taxed enough to make sure that everyone else is okay first. But after that, whatever, buy an island. So, So again, random poem, plucked from the ether, Peter Sommer, who is still living. He's actually one of the best, or one of the most celebrated translators of English poetry into Polish. But he has other people translate his poems, which a lot of translators who write as poets do. Something to my light, my backlight went off. There we go. See, it's just, I'm vain like that. Don't worry, it will get lost. How could I fail to understand how you feel? Even if personally I never lost a PKO bank book with my life savings in it. Yet meanwhile, the radio's on, and glancing through the window I see on the empty street a 40-year-old with whom yesterday I sat for a few hours on the same school bench. The knocking of the mangle is heard under the floor, and even on the balcony clothesline a brown and white butterfly has landed. I have some shopping to do, a train to catch. There's only a few dozen zlotys in my pocket, but the keys jingle when I brush them. The street is getting peopled, pockets are filling up. And there's another one called Ode to the Carnival. Ode to the Carnival. I can't talk. Ode to the Carnival. But of course we'll travel together one day. Maybe not right now, and not precisely where we had in mind. Maybe somewhere else. It's hard to say where, but almost certainly this trip will work out. Not just for us, obviously. All our loved ones will come along. Kids, friends. I mean people you can even have a quarrel with, just a few. A fair chunk of the world, which for the hell of it got that legendary passports. Not yet, of course, but any day now. And then they'll take this ride, flight, cruise. Our parents even could join us. Why not? If any of them want to. If they've still got a bit of get up and go. And fancy seeing the world too, after all these years. So don't worry about a thing. Because definitely one day we'll make that jaunt abroad. It'll be almost like a real foray across the border, which didn't work out for us in 70-something or other, or in the 1881, 2, 3 and 4, and now in 85, which is also drawing to an end. And once again, we won't have to talk so much, because words will be harmless as confetti. It's an interesting one. So again, written in the context of communism. I don't know how much people that lived in Poland could travel when there was communism. So earlier on, okay, one thing about cyberpunk is it has the dumbest AIs on the planet. So it has so many people that are doing the same thing all day and all night. If this was Red Dead Redemption 2, they have a little routine. Even Watch Dogs, to be fair, the AI are thick as anything, but they have a routine. In cyberpunk, I mean, that's why, I wrote a poem the other week about, a couple of weeks ago, about a non-player character in Forza Horizon. But Forza Horizon is a driving game. The non-player characters aren't part of this rich open world that you're meant to walk about and have these experiences with. And so Cyberpunk, it's so, look at it, it's gorgeous, isn't it? It's gorgeous. It runs really well on this machine. But it's so hollow and unfinished and soulless. And just to prove it, right, this is a bloke with a slightly punky haircut and a woman, and the woman has been a bit like, she's a bit ill and she's been a bit sick, yeah, and the guy said, what are you doing? They've been like this since like the afternoon, stood in the same place. vomiting. Well, she's not even vomiting. She's just dry heaving, isn't she?
Hello?
Yeah, he's saying hello. Hello. I can terminate her in, by the way. I can't really do anything to him because he's just a citizen. I can hex him. Okay. Terminator mode off. So,
Yes? What's up?
I can't kill him because the cops in this game are absolute. They appear out of nowhere. You can go on a roof and you know, of the building miles away and shoot someone with your sniper rifle, and the cops will arrive behind you in seconds. Like street cops. You're about 100 stories up a building. Anyway, it's not the one I want. This is the one I want.
See?
I wrote live stream by accident. She's been vomiting air. More.
Yes? What's up?
They're so stupid. It does make you just want to kill them. She's been vomiting air for more than half a day. Stoical.
See? Hello?
She's been vomiting air for more than half a day. He has remained stoical and concerned. One might think that the tide has exerted some kind of pull on her gastric system. Why not? Those clinically observed instances
See? Hello?
of
Yes? What's up?
it's a bit sexist, isn't it? Why not? What were these clinically observed? What were those clinically observed instances of women synchronizing with the moon? Ways to
Hello?
crash and retreat.
Yes? What's up?
A half finished idea, given flesh and abandoned at the edge of the world. I can't remember any of the controls in this game. I could carry on walking along the beach. This game is so similar to Watch Dogs, the game I was going to play. Yeah. But in the sense that it looks fantastic. Looks amazing. But it's just so empty and shallow and vacant. Let's jump around on some rubbish. Double jump. Crash. What a lovely sound of landing in rubbish bags. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, that made a rubbish bag sound. It was a bit late, but I'll grant it that. But I will find some people to kill at some point. No worries, switch to PC. Okay. What's that there? The rich bitch. Et the rich? Does that mean we eat the rich? Some cool graffiti there. I'll give them that. Nothing else to grab. So it's like death with a rifle and hands reaching up. Old Mother Death offers the muzzle of a rifle to the starved masses. Hate fills the belly when the cupboard is bare. Let's keep walking. Oh, more skeletons. She's a bit more... That's kind of interesting, actually. Broken. Yeah, this game is. Right. I'll keep going along here until I find something. Under the arches. You never know. I've not really explored a lot of the little places. I've mainly just been doing all the tiny missions. There's a lot of missions in this game, like which are free.